Greetings and welcome. Welcome to week 2. Each Wednesday I try to record a little video just to kind of give you a visual and oral guide as to where we are and where we're going, and also like to add a little personal touch. So during the term, please check out on Wednesdays and see my little video update. So this week we're going into the writing notes, and the writing notes is kind of an extension of the journal that you did, and it's also kind of a big step forward towards the development and the final publishing of your persuasive essay. So I want to just talk a little bit about the requirements for the writing notes, and hopefully that'll help you, and just a few words about the journal and the choice of topics. Sometimes it's very difficult to choose the right topic because we get led into this process by talking about thinking of a problem. But as the assignment says, we're taking a problem to persuasion. And what does that mean? That means it's not just a problem. It really needs to be an argument. It needs to have something that has two clearly defined sides that are both researchable and logical and are not just opinion. Like, is a career in accounting a really good choice or bad choice? It's totally subjective. We're looking for topics that are more objective, that have that reasonable people disagree about. Things, and these are very cliche or very overdone, but things like the death penalty obviously has two very clear sides to it. Abortion or pro-life or pro-choice are very clear argument, topics that have very clear sides to them. Now, those are overdone cliche kinds of topics, and just a reminder, your topic should be debatable, should have those two sides. You need to be able to find professional, expert research from the databases that support your side, and one source will support the opposing side. And finally, it should be related to your career. And sometimes we get a little bungled up with that. So if you have a problem with that, contact me and let me know. So those are the beginning criteria for choosing the topic, and we should have whittled it down to one topic after the journal. And now the writing notes is going to ask you to describe your topic. That's the first note. In the second, it's going to ask you for 3 key points that support your topic. For example, some people may be in favor of nuclear power because it is cheaper, it is cleaner than fossil fuels, and it is abundant. Those are 3 reasons that someone might support nuclear power as a power source. After you have those key points, you are going to also look for research that supports them. And in the writing notes, it asks about your resources. And we want the resources to be specific. You need to go into the library, into the Shapiro Library, into the databases. Opposing Points is a great data point, is where you're being led, but any of the databases within the Shapiro Library are going to have reliable sources, and they will be acceptable for me and for this class. So you want to find sources that support those key points. Finally, you want to talk about integrating the evidence. And when we talk about integrating evidence, we're not talking about where you find things. We're talking about, okay, I have a really great source that talks about how cheap, how inexpensive nuclear power is. And that source is from the Journal of Nuclear Proliferation, or whatever it is, and I'm making that up. That's the name of the journal. I'm going to align that journal with my first point, that nuclear energy is inexpensive. Then I've aligned the key point to the resource. And when we talk about integrating the evidence, we're talking about where in the essay will you place it. Will you place your resources and evidence after your topic sentence? Will you hold some of the evidence back to place it before the conclusion? Are you going to bring up evidence in the opening or through all of those? Kind of describe in a paragraph where you're going to put the research within your essay, and you'll have answered that integrating evidence. Two other points about the writing notes that need to be considered. Audience is not me. Audience is not your peers. Your audience should be very specific, very closely related to your topic. So, for example, if you're writing about radical measures to take to combat childhood obesity, such as high taxation on fast foods, mandatory physical education in school, at least an hour a day. If that is your topic, then your audience might be parents who are struggling, parents who have obese children, or parents who struggle with getting their children active. And you're going to try to convince them that these are ways to help their child be healthier. So that is kind of my interpretation and my expectations of the writing notes. I'm really happy with what I've seen in week 1. I know some of you still are struggling with your topics. That's okay. Writing is a process. It takes a lot of time. So that's it. It is going to be really cold this weekend in Florida. We're going to go down into the 40s. My goodness, which if you are here year in and year out, a few cold temperatures, particularly for a Yankee like me, are very welcome. So I encourage you to contact me if you need help. I look forward to seeing your writing notes, and please don't panic or stress. It is a process. We can keep working on it. I try to keep these videos under 6 minutes. I've run over, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I look forward to seeing your work this week. Take care.